Hello friends, welcome again back to another beautiful tutorial. How you all doing, guys? Hope you're all doing good and I hope you're generally fine, guys. Today I want to show you how to make this very beautiful waist draw casing dress with a dormant sleeve. You can see this has a band on the sleeve and also on the lowest part of the dress. Your desired length is your choice. From what you see on the thumbnail, you see it's quite short, but this person's wanted hers to be longer, and that's why you have it this way. This is a very beautiful dress, so let's do this. So this is the African print that I'm working with my tools alongside. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead now and make my fold. Now depending on how you want, because of this one has comes with different patterns, so I decided to make the black side to be on the top side, okay, and while the red part on the lowest part. So that's my choice. Yes, so I went ahead to lay this on my table, and then this is what I have. Okay, so I have the unfold part is going to serve as the back, while the other part on the lowest part, you can see I have a 2 inches marking there. That is serving as my button space or buttonhole allowance, and of course that is going to be the front. Okay, yes, so the one with the button space is the front, while the unfold part is the back, because the front is going to be what opened. Okay, yes, so this is what we have here, and you can see the way I arranged my fabric. So I'm going to be having a band later on the lowest part, okay, but so after minusing the band from my main dress, so I'm working with 37.5, so plus the 1 inches allowance at the top and the bottom, that's joining allowance, and that is 38.5, and so that's what I'm marking here. Okay, so now from the unfold part, now I'm going to indicate 3 inches like so, 3 inches. Then I'll come down by say about 1.5 inches for my slope, and I'll make that connection there, and that serves at my slope. Then after that, I'm going to indicate the sleeve opening. Now the sleeve opening here, I'm making use of 11 inches. It's okay for me, 11 inches for my sleeve opening. So I'll just extend the lines, and that would serve what as my chest line, and that's what I'm doing right now. Now the next thing I'm going to do now is to indicate the waistline. So from top here I marked 15.5 serving as my waistline here. So I went ahead to also make that straight line like so. And yeah, so that's what I need. So from that waistline, I'm going to be making my A-line effect. So on my waistline, I'm fixing in the bust circumference on my chest line rather, and I'm working with 40 divided by 4, and that is 10. Then I added extra 3 inches, 3 inches for both the sewing allowance and a little bit of ease, and so that's how I extended it to also what the waistline. You know, it's going to have a casing, a drawstring casing. So yeah, so I use the same measurements with the bust measurements. Then down the dress, I'm using the hip, and I'm working with a hip of 42 divided by 4, and that is 10.5. Then I also added that extra 3 inches as well. Now, to create the A-line effect, you can add as much as 5 to 10 inches, okay? Although what I added here was 10 inches, right? But I later reduced it to 5 inches because I felt the 10 inches was too much for the A-line effect there. So I later reduced it to 10 inches. So just have that in mind, okay? So after the 3 inches extra allowance, then I added extra 5 inches for my A-line effect. So ignore this 10 inches which I initially did here, okay? Yeah, and so that's it. Then to mark my sleeve length, I first of all indicated the shoulder width of 16 divided by 2/8. Then from that point of 8 inches mark, then I now chose a sleeve length of 11 inches, okay, and that was okay for me. As you can see from that point, I indicated 11 inches. So you can actually use the entire fabric, but I felt 11 inches for the sleeve length was okay for me, okay? Yes, so that's what I worked with. So just extend it all the way to that chest line, so which means the other part is going to be cut off later on. And that was it, guys. So then I went ahead to make my armhole curve right there, you can see, and that's it. So yeah, we're done there with the side drafting. So next thing now was to fix the neck width and depth. Now for the neck width, I decided to work with 3.5 for the neck width here. Then for the back neckline, I chose 3 inches for the neck depth, 3.5 neck width, 3 inches for the neck depth. Then I made a curve right there. You can see make the curve with my curve ruler there. That's for the back. Then for the front, I chose a neck depth of 7 inches. 7 inches. I marked that down and I gave it more like a V shape. Okay, and that's what I did. And that's it, guys, for the neck width and the neck depth. So for that, for the front, I have to extend it to that button space, just like you see me doing. And we are done here, guys. We're done here. So I just wanted it to the neck depth for that front to be visible. I had to remark it there for the front piece there. You can see this. Yes, and that was it, guys. So once I was done here, guys, the next thing, of course, was to go ahead and start cutting out my piece. So I started cutting from the lowest part, then the sides. Yeah, of course, in the sides at this point. Then yeah, at this point I just realized that I needed to add a cut together pocket since I have the space for that. So from the top, I indicated 17 inches for the actual waistline where the pocket will start from. Then I came down to about 8 inches, which is also the hip line there. So between 17, then the hip line at 24, 25. So you can see me making my outward curve there. So this is the cut together pocket, you can see. So this just extended out, let's say about 7 to 8 inches is okay for this. So I had the extra fabric, so I had to do that. And of course I went ahead to continue my cutting. So guys, so this is the time you take that time now and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. If not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do that. Like this video, share, comment, share with your friends, share with your sewing communities. I will really appreciate this a lot, guys. Please just help me, this channel, like I'm on my news, guys. Please don't just watch and go. You find my content helpful, the least you can do for me is to like and share. It will go a long way. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you as always. Thank you so much, guys. So going ahead to cut the shoulder now. So I went ahead to cut for the back neckline. That's what I'm doing here. You can see. Then after that, of course, set this aside. Then I now cut for the front neckline as well. You can see this now. And yes, guys, we're done. We're done with this. This is what it looks like. So the next thing now is to start the drafting process. So I just went ahead to notch my button space. So the next thing I went ahead to do was to cut out some facing. Okay, yes, I'll cut out facing for both the front neckline and the back neckline. And after that now, my facing, I went ahead to sew it. You can see me placing my facing inwards. So I'll sew on the right side, then bring it into the wrong side, okay? Yes, that's what I'll do for the front. And I'll also do the same thing for the back as well. You can see this, just sew from the right side, then bring it into the front. So I'll go finish this up now. And when I was done, guys, you can see what my facing looks like. You can see this is all beautiful. You can see I also weave the edges of the facing. This is for the back, and of course this is for the front as well. This is all good. And also in between this facing, you can put some hemming guns just to help it relax very well. Now for my button space, I've also gone ahead to iron it down just to make my sewing easy. So that 2 inches button space, what I did was one part I sewed it on the 2 inches line, while the other I sewed it towards the 2 inches line. So that's how I made my stitch, so that it will be able to overlap. Okay, yes. So this is just the way we sew in case you want to fix a button. Okay, that's why I'm calling it button space allowance. So I'll go ahead and sew that now. Okay, yes. So once that is done, then I'll go ahead and now join my shoulders. Join the shoulders. Then after joining the shoulders, then I can now fix the band, the sleeve band. So just a quick demonstration. I'll use my pin now to hold some parts of the shoulder there. You can see. So as mean I'm sewing my shoulder now, if you spread it open, you can see the sleeve opening there. You can now fix the band. So I'm going to use this piece of fabric. This is about 2.5 inches in width, and you can see I iron my interfacing there. This is a crepe fabric, by the way, and I iron my stay there. So I'll go ahead and sew on the wrong side. So when I sew on the wrong side, about 0.25, then you bring it to the right side. then you bring it to the right side and also fold in about 0.25 again and top stitch. And that's just it, guys. It's that simple. So I'll go finish this up now, and of course I'll come back to show you. And when I was done, guys, you can see I fixed my band, my sleeve band. You can see this, I've done that here, and of course I've gone ahead to also sew the button space right there. You can see my stitch, I've done that, neatly done. All right, so the next thing I'll do now is to flip it to the wrong side. Then I'll go ahead and join the sides. Just align it very well. Then you take it all the way from the sleeve, run it through the pocket all the way straight down to the end of the dress, and of course do the same thing on the other side. So I'll go finish this up. And when I was done, guys, you can see this is what it looks like. You see my pocket is in place. I've joined the sides. Like this outfit, we're almost at the finishing stage now, right? So this is it, guys, looking all good. So the next thing now is to go ahead and fix my casing. So all I needed to do was to arrange my fabric properly. You can see I'm just overlapping it now the way it's meant to be, assuming we're fixing our buttons. Just overlap it very well. I'm using my pin to hold it down for the moment, okay? So it's very important to arrange this properly so that you'll be sure that when you are marking your lines for your casing, you have it on the right space, the right place as well. So pinning it down like this, you can see. Then I'll go ahead and measure from my shoulder. I'll measure 15 inches. That will serve as the waistline there, 15 inches there. I'll do the same thing for the other side. So I'll go ahead and mark a straight line. I'll repeat the same thing now for the back side as well. You can see repeating the same thing, marking my 15 inches, and of course doing it on the other side. So at the end of the day now, I have my marking round the waistline there. You can see this for the front and also for the back. So this is it, guys. So now that we have our lines there, I'll take off my pins and spread it open so that we can start fixing in our casing. So this fabric, this strap here is about 2.5, and if you look at it, I've already ironed it by the side, about 0.5 inches on both sides. So I have like 1.5 inches for my casing. Then I also made a rope that is going to pass through. Make sure that the rope is going to pass through the width of your casing, and my rope is about 1 inch, so it's going to definitely pass through. Okay, yeah, so a long rope that is going to go around the waist, and you still have some excesses to tie. Yeah, so that's it, guys. So now I will spread up my dress. Then I'll start attaching my casing. Just make sure you are sewing away from the button line. That button lines, you are sewing away from it. So I'm folding the edge of my casing, like you can see now. Can see, because fold the edge, okay, to give it a neat finishing. So I'll go ahead and start sewing. Just sew on one line all the way to the end, to the other side. Then I'll come back again and sew on the other line. That's just it. It's a very simple process. You can see. Yeah, so once I'm done, I'm fixing my casing now. Now the next thing, of course, I'm also going to do is to now sew the band on the lowest side. Okay, so remember I've already minused this band from the actual length of my fabric, so you should also do that as well in case you want to fix your band. So now this my band is about 3 inches in width when it is folded. You can see I've ironed my interfacing, and of course it's a crepe fabric. Yeah, so by the time I'm done sewing, the band is going to be 2.5 inches. So all I need to do is just to sew on the lowest part. I mean, it's a very simple thing. There's nothing difficult here at all. Just sew all the way till you get to the end of the other side as well. And also remember to, fold in the edges. And that will be it, guys. So I'll just go ahead and finish this up right now. Of course, you see the final look of this dress. And guys, you can see we are like almost done here, guys. Almost done. Like you can see the casing, everything is in place. You can see the band on the lowest part has been fixed. You can see, make sure you weave the edges inside and also top stitch. You can see how this is looking so good. Of course, yes, guys. So definitely we are going to be sewing the button space. We're going to be doing that, but that will be done after fixing the casing. Okay, yes, so we're going going to be top stitching from top to the end. But of course, if you want to fix a button, you can still do that. It totally depends on you. Can fix a button from the top and stop at the waistline. Okay, yes, if you want to, but I'm going to be sewing from the top because the dress has some ease, so it's definitely going to pass through the neckline of the client. Now at this point, now I'm going to pass my rope inside, so I'll just put in my safety pin there, and I'll go ahead what pass my rope through the casing. So you just require a little bit of patience here. Just take your time, carefully pass the rope all the way till you get to the end of the other side. And once you're done, you go ahead and drag it out and make sure that you have it, the excesses coming out of one side is also equal to the excesses coming out on the other side. I hope you understand. Yes, and that's it, guys. So once this is done, just arrange it and go ahead there. You can now sew the top. You can now sew from top to the very end of this dress. And guys, this outfit is ready. You can see, guys, go ahead and rock it, drag the drawstring effect and style it the way you want. Guys, like, believe it when I tell you, we've come to the end of this one. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Hope you find this helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your friends and sewing communities. I will really appreciate this a lot. To my subscribers, you guys are amazing. You know I always appreciate you. Thank you for always showing up. And if you're new here, I also want to say thank you so much. See you guys on the next one. Have a beautiful day. Bye.